Viewer from Northfield wants to know whether the panel has any thoughts on what the viewer describes as the elimination of the MPCA Citizen Board. It's not a question we've had before. Does anybody know anything about that? Care to comment?
Yes.
Well, now it rests with the commissioner. We'll have the responsibility for it.
Can you explain to our viewers what's going on there and what that's about?
Sure. So I think that there was some concern centered around having it outside of the commissioner's authority and being responsible to the elected officials, the legislators, and the governor, and so forth. And I think that was part of the process of doing that change. So
so for several decades, the MPCA commissioner can make decisions about permitting, for feedlots and any number of things. But there was also the Citizens Board. If the commissioner decided that further investigation was not needed, the Citizens Board could override that decision and say, Commissioner, you actually have to do an environmental impact statement or what have you. And I think a lot of people around the state think that that process actually brought some more transparency, some more public input into a process and things that actually affect a lot of, you change your feedlot size, as an example, it's going to affect all your neighbors. And so having some public input on that, I think, was something that we've done for a long time and a lot of people support. And so eliminating that, it doesn't stop the commissioner from making his decisions, but it does eliminate kind of one level of public input. I will say that there are probably too many and a growing number of unelected officials making a lot of decisions with the people, the money of the state of Minnesota, and it's something that we need to take a look at. But I'm not sure eliminating the Citizens Board was necessarily the right step. In fact, neither the House nor the Senate actually eliminated it in their bills. They just put more restrictions around it, and then through the conference committee process, somehow it disappeared. So it's kind of the magic of the conference committee process. But I think this is probably an issue that will be revisited, not in the special session, I don't imagine, but next year.
It's a very volatile issue with a lot of environmentalists, and it should be of great concern to all of us, because there's some really big decisions that are made by some of these agencies, and I think the citizen input is good.
But I think there were some cases, and I was not in the committee, but what I understood that there were testimony of some things that might be characterized as sort of abuse of that process, mm-hmm. and because these are unelected people and they don't have an accountability to the people that they serve, there are things that happen sometimes that shouldn't happen. And Minnesota is kind of an outlier. I think we're the only state that had this kind of a structure for environmental review. And I think we need to be concerned about making Minnesota so unique in how we do regulation. Agriculture, especially large agriculture, is a big business. Mm-hmm. I know there have been cases where people have left the state to go to South Dakota or other states where they could operate their business and do it in a little bit more business-friendly way. And I think we have to be careful when we have these kinds of regulations that make it very difficult for people to work with.
But procedurally, what's happened here is this has gone to the commissioner then? Is that
correct?
So, and like as you say, Representative Thiessen, we'll probably see some more about this next session.